Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron. This is from the Siege, the first wave of their figures, unbelievably about 6 years ago now. This is their Galaxy upgrade Optimus Prime figure. So in this video we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. I'm going to show you all the accessories that come with him because you might be trying to purchase one of these on the secondary market. We'll have a look at the combined mode, the cab in both modes, and as I'm lucky enough to have one still in the packaging, we can have a look at the amazing artwork and of course all the details that are on this. So let's get started. We're going to start off with the fully combined alternate mode. So what I mean by fully combined is obviously the cab does come separate, and this figure, to be fair, I was lucky enough to get one of these boxed but not have a loose one for such a long time. But I'm quite a fan of the mold. I know obviously it's a retool, heavy retool of the Ultra Magnus mold from Siege, but I think it was the Nova Prime that really made me wanted to get one of these loose, and I am going to bring that in a bit later on as well. What I'm going to do though is take off the accessories again, because you're gonna, if you are looking to get this now, and I like to do this on, I suppose, all my videos where we look back at figures, it's important because again you're going to need to know what you're looking for if indeed you are after one. So it's quite tough sometimes to get an idea of what the figures come with, so I'll build it all back up in a second. I'm just going to take the trailer off. He says now this is proving way more difficult than I thought it would be, but it's going to give me a chance to, I suppose, to show you everything. So this is the cab, the bog standard cabs. If you don't have the front wheels, it's not going to look good at all. The detail on it though is great. I love the translucent windows. I'm going to reattach these just to give you, as I say, an idea of exactly that, of what it looks without it, and I want to do that for exactly that reason. So this is the cab with them two bits. You can see that's quite important. The cab itself, let's be honest, isn't great. You can tell they've got visible hands there, you can tell that's the feet, but what is good is all the wheels do spin around by themselves. They've got the nice silver trim on the inside, and of course the tires there, and the paint apps on it aren't too bad either. The other things to be aware of is the shoulder pads as well, which are stored inside here for this particular mode, and again I will show you all of this individually. Let's just get this cab attached though. So what we've got here is these two tabs are going to slot into these slots here. Now again, the thing is, we've had Nova Prime, we've had 5 versions of Ultra Magnus I think using the same mold, so I'm not going to do all the transformation process on this video because again we've seen it so many times, and in fact I've got tutorials on this channel. You can you spin the head around to stop having visible head syndrome? I'm not too sure. I think you can. And this is now just going to slot. Oh, I didn't take the gun off the other side. This is going to slot into that right there. So this underneath is going to slot. Let's have a look. You can see that's going to go over. He says everything's more difficult when there's a camera in front of you, believe you me. That's going to slot there. These parts are going to fit into the side like so, and then you can adjust these guns, and then as I say, it still doesn't look too great. It looks a bit bare, so it is a good job that if you have got these black guns, it will cover pretty much some of the gap up. Same with this, you can attach this gun as well to the front. You need to turn it upside down, and let me spin it around this side. I haven't attached this here, and then this of course will fit into there. Now the only problem with this is sometimes that all the wheels don't line up, etc. Let me line this up just so you can see how it looks again together, all completed. So the other, I suppose the other letdown about this is you can't really put any vehicles on it, and as you can see the back bit doesn't tend to line up very well all of the time. Anyway, to be fair, this figure is all about the robot mode, which we're going to have a look at in a second, but before we do so, let's remind ourselves of the Siege artwork that seems such an eternity ago at looking at this. So there we go. I think I can make out Chromia Sideswipe, and a few others. Red Alert, of course. There's the battle scene. I actually really liked this cartoon as well, to be honest. I thought they were all really good. So there's the main alternate mode which we've got there. We've had a quick look at that. It wasn't the greatest. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look now at the small cab by itself, and then we'll have a look at the main fully combined mode, and that's when I'll bring in the other figures as well. Just quickly want to show you the artwork here as well, because I really like the look of that. Right, let's come back and let's have a look at the cab. So here he is in, I suppose, cab robot mode, shall we call it. What I'm going to do as well, I've just realized that we can, keep that one there. You can switch between the bumpers. Let's have a quick look, as I say, because I really haven't had much of a play. No, that is definitely the one that is corresponding with there. So yeah, so this is, as I say, cab Optimus Prime mode. It's not too bad. There's this big thing on the back which you can, if you wanted to, you can pop these on and store these at the back. If I got that the right way around, probably not. There we go. And to be fair, I would probably, even though in the transformation process I say I don't like them, I don't really like it there. I do prefer them to putting them on his forearms, which is the other thing that you can do. Like let's just have a quick look again. I'm copying that there, so we fold these out and then we attach these in either side. But now I've said that, to be honest, I don't think it looks too bad at all. So there we go. I've gone and pretty much shot myself in the foot, and I am going to attach them. I need to show you them attached anyway, because obviously I want to show you all the features of this particular figure on the video. So we're going to attach them there, and to be honest, that looks all right. I've completely gone back on myself, but that's why I do these videos. I do them live. I don't edit them. I just go and see how they, see how they flow. And to be honest, that's really impressed me now. I can put things like the blast effects if you wanted to. These will fit in. Yep, no issues whatsoever. So there you go. I've gone and surprised myself as well anyway. So again, it is pretty important that you do have these. You saw that we could flip the front around, but that particular one is mainly for the fully combined part, so we won't leave that there. Articulation, the shoulders will come up to the side. Oh, they keep coming off. They will swivel underneath. They will bicep flex. The wrists will spin around. You do we have, I'm sure we've got, yeah, of course we have. We've got a full unrestricted waist swivel. The legs will kick all the way up. Surprisingly enough, you can hear there is some ratchets there. They will go that far back, but then they get caught, but then you just got to slightly adjust it, and you can then go all the way back to give yourself the full splits if you wanted to. You can go right out to the side. Again, pretty much right up, so you'll be able to do the full splits either way if you did want to. There's a big knee bend, there's an ankle tilt, but there's not really like a toe tap rock, if you know what I mean. Right, the rest of his parts are all here, which we can use some of them. Let's be honest, we can pop the giant black guns into his hands. I think it's going to make him look a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit like G1 Power Master Optimus Prime, when you just put in all the large weapons in the cap. Don't really think it suits it, to be honest. You could also, by the looks of this, because he's got 5mm, yep, you can pop them on the shoulders, which means that you can get any 5mm guns from any of your figures, pop them on his shoulders. You can completely overpower him, and you can of course still store some on the back. With regards to cab size, that is the Netflix Optimus Prime. And then we've got, that's funny enough, missing link. I thought it was my normal G1, but it's not. It's the missing link, so it's about the same sort of size anyway. So even though it's a leader class figure, the cab, as we expect and as we've become very accustomed to, is of course just Voyager class. It's way bigger than your deluxe size figures, which we've been getting. So yeah, there's not much more to say about the cab, to be honest. As I say, really like this. I just love in the main combined mode, which is what we're going to come back and have a look at now. And then I'll start to bring in the original owner of the mold, Magnus, and in fact the latest use of the mold, which was of course Nova Prime. But there we go, guys. That is the cab part. So here he is then in his fully, I suppose, combined mode. And again, this is the reason why I wanted to get a single, an open one rather, because I just love it. I think it looks great. I don't have the original toy from the 2000s. Just like it, and as I say, from the Nova Prime mold, made me want this even more. Again, I think it looks spectacular. I really think that these things on the side now play a really big part. The big guns underneath, the fact that you can bring them around, have him holding it, and again, you can put loads of blast effects if you want to into any of these. They're all completely blast effect compatible. You've still got If you wanted to, you could still put the large guns from the side of the leg into the top of the hands if you wanted to as well, to be honest. You can still slot these in. You could also still attach these via the ports in the forearms if you wanted to, so you could really, you know, power this guy up. In fact, that might be the new way of how I'm going to be displaying him. Let's see how it is, because I like to try and keep them all the same. But on the same hand as well, I need to thank some of my subscribers and people who comment on my videos, because a lot of the time I'm learning about these the same as you. And when I did the Nova Prime, I didn't attach the bits to the side until somebody told me to. Now, to be honest, really like that. That is how I'm going to be displaying him from now on. So you get the sense and scale now of this being a leader class figure. And what I mean by that is, if I bring back the Voyager Optimus Prime, he's not much taller, but you can see he's much more chunky. There's loads more things going on with him, and I suppose now he definitely commands, pardon me, and does deserve that leader class price point with regards to another Voyager Prime that we've got there, and indeed a G1 original. That's going to give you the idea and scale of the guy. He is big. It is good, and yeah, I love the color scheme on it. I think it really works. I like the fact, obviously, that you can change this around if you wanted to. That was the one that we used mainly for the other Prime, a bit more G1-esque. The thinner line seems to be the one used, or general consensus one for that there. Articulation, if we take the large guns off, you can still maneuver these around. Not as much, because the shoulder pads do restrict some of the movement. You can still take it all the way up to the side. You can move the wings around, to be honest, so you can still spin the arms around. Not as much. Again, you can clearly see what we've got on here. We've got basically just a huge backpack with wings. The legs will still move pretty much exactly the same, because it's the same ratchets, the same legs. You just got some great big giant boots on. It's got some space boots on, but the head sculpt is obviously now different. Looks really good. This will still go all the way around, look up and down, full articulation on that, no issues. In fact, there's probably a little bit, no, it's still a tilt, not a rock. I think it's pretty much exactly the same, to be fair. You'd think that things would be more hindered. You've just got a case of maneuvering things around. You can see have a full pretty much waist swivel, and yeah, surprisingly enough, still looks great. And you can still, again, put any of the other accessories from any of the other figures in. So this, I believe, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, was the original owner and use of this particular mold. This is the Seige Ultra Magnus figure. I don't like the fact that the toes don't always lie flat, which is there. We've had so many uses of this mold, it's crazy. There was 5 uses of the Magnus, I think, alone. So I think we've got original, then we've got this guy, and then, as I say, now the main reason for me wanting to get one of these loose is this guy. And again, slightly different. I did have them guns on the side of the forearms, but without the double blasters on. But now I've just realized how good it looks with the double blasters on the side. That's what I've gone and done. So there we go, guys. Again, I suppose it's a late review because of how long he came out, but I know there's quite a bit more interest in him, because obviously it's a great figure, and hopefully we get a reissue of him as well, with some of the other figures that people are really sought after. Let me know what you think of him in the comments anyway. Take care.